Hello again. I had planned that my burnout video was going to be my last one of tonight, but now that I'm feeling a tad bit better, I think it's about time that I address something else that's been going on. I'm currently in webcam mode, which means I won't be able to share my screen. Much to my chagrin, I should have thought to do this as a hangout on air for the screen share option, but hey, what you gonna do? So, I will link you guys to my, I will give you guys some screenshots at a later point in a future video so you can see where things are, but let me give you a current, we've actually hit 2 major milestones on our thing. The first one is that we have broken 626,000 views on this channel since its inception in 2006. That means we're actually getting a lot closer than I had planned. That we're actually getting we're getting closer to the million view mark a little quicker than I had planned. And I have something special, or at least had something special before the last blowout, planned for when I hit the million view mark. As a matter of fact, once you guys actually start getting me closer to the million view mark, my intention is to actually release something very spectacular. However, there's also another milestone that I have reached. I have lost 14 subscribers in the last little while. I am now officially at 500 even. I have gained 8 new and lost 14, meaning that my net subscriber gain in the past days from June 1st to today is -6 subscribers. So joy, you guys were my core. You guys were my core group. And when I say you guys, I mean all of you who subscribe to my YouTube channel. I value your feedback, and I value your commentary. As a matter of fact, I'm grateful for Steven. I can't remember his exact name. Give me a second here to get it up. On my last video, what was it here? Now, I know that I've been thanking a lot of you lately. Hang on, let me get his exact name, and then I'll mention this accordingly. So yeah, in the last, key stats from the last 30 days. 2,032 net views. I'm currently at 626,159 views. 500 for the channel, overall 500 subscribers. And on the dashboard, yeah, basically it says subscribers gained 8, subscribers lost 14. I'm kind of curious as to who those... Ooh, yeah. Kind of curious as to who those particular subscribers are, but, you know, we'll worry about that when the time comes. Anyway, to get the right video manager, just need to find the exact person who commented on this. It's on my video, I'm Bertout and the Methods of Science Worked. Oh, 5 comments, that's new. I could have sworn, oh, right, no, that's why, there's another response to it. But yeah, Steven2067, shout out to you for saying the following. Guthrie, we give info. What someone does with the info is solely on them. We try to be careful with what we put out, but we are not God. It is up to each person to research the info and come to their own conclusion. Have a good rest in peace to you. Like I said, that was amongst 3 other, amongst various great friends who, recognizing the fact that I fell prey to a bad source and reached burnout because of something that really set me off. Well, I've been going down this road again ever since my break. I thought that my break a few weeks back, when I took a few days off and, you know, left YouTube and Facebook to go sailing, was supposed to reset me, but my burnout phase has been considerably worse over the past bit. So. But here's the thing: I value you guys who are my subscribers, and I'm sorry that I alienated a bunch of you. I'm sorry that I went off the rails, and I'm sorry that I went off the rails, and I'm sorry that things went negative. You know, that I kind of took a turn for the worse, and that that things have I've gotten more paranoid as of late. I will admit, I will admit that as one of my friends put it recently, I do my best to at least attempt to get good info and that kind of thing, but again, I go off half-cocked. Sometimes I don't do proper due diligence in my source checking, which is something I should be doing a lot more. I let my emotion get the better of me, and most importantly, out of the bunch, while I react and find legitimate problems, my issue is that I end up overreacting too early and assuming that most of the problems which are potential problems are actually there, or that problems that are actually there are much worse than they really are. I mean, the sources that I give are legitimate for the most part, barring, like I said, 1 or 2 mishaps where I fell prey to a satire piece. for the most part, they're reasonably legitimate. It's just the issue is that best way to describe this, I end up seeing trends as being, while the trends may be there and the connections, again, while the connections may be there, there's a fundamental flaw in the Asperger's brain. It's called sensory overload. We take in way too much information. Now, the problem is that part of the reason I'm doing critical thinking is that I'm trying to find a way to process that information from a purely empirical standpoint. However, I end up letting that go too far. I don't think to slow down and check all my sources. And if I attempt to do the method, I don't do it well enough. I need to delve deeper. I need to take more time with my videos. And I need to take more time to give you guys something good. Now, I know I've made some promises, but I have actually posted my first artistic story that I am charging for. I have published my first short story for Pseudonymous, not counting the book that I'm working on. I have published that one, so I have made up to that promise. And I think I posted it in the the new update video, and I will repost it here again so you can take a look at it. I changed the price down from $5 to $2, so hopefully that will be more accessible for you American or for everybody else. So at least that's something. And I am planning something new. I do have a chemistry kit, just a sort of, kids level chemistry kit that I have been keeping around in my system for a while. I had originally been planning to give it away as a giveaway, but whenever I post giveaways, nobody seems to actually be interested in them. So instead, what I've decided to do is break out the chemistry kit, and I'm going to do a science demo on one of my next upcoming videos. It'll be on my work table, which I have a little bit set, and I'll set some cameras up, etc., so you guys can see what it is I'm doing. The difference is that while I do this kind of, simplistic science demo, I'm going to actually try to delve into some of the more complicated science behind it, so this way you can understand a bit more of the overarching scientific theory framework. My hope is to kind of bridge a popular science demo with something that will give you guys a bit more of an in-depth and academic perspective on this. Just kind of a bit of a bridge, so if you guys want to learn more, there are ways you can get access to the higher level, in-depth stuff that you might get in first or second year university chemistry. So again, but also as well, again, I mentioned my Patreon site. Now, the reason why I do this is because of the fact that partly I'm trying to get funds so this way I can actually do things for you, like actually do a practical demonstration on how to make flash paper. Yes, as I said, somebody gave me a recipe for it, and I want to actually be able to get the appropriate safety protocols, etc., put in place, and I'm talking like high-quality university lab safety protocols. Well, as much as can be done with popular stuff, not just like ventilating my apartment or what have you. Like, I want to actually have, good quality safety protocols and teach you that as you're doing this in your own home, how to actually get something equivalent to what I remember from my analytical and other chemistry courses. That kind of thing. I mean, when I was a chemistry major before I switched to math. Anyway, point being is I have some new stuff down the pipe. I'm hoping that if you guys are watching this video, we have hit a new milestone, so congratulations to everyone who's been viewing my channel. Shout out to Stephen and to everyone else, including, like I said, Rose and Noel, who I mentioned in previous videos, Dan Johnson, who set a good example for how to lay out a rational argument. And here's another interesting bit. An old teacher of mine from my high school days. I went to Maxwell International High School up in Shawnigan Lake. My experiences of it were very mixed. I have quite a few positive memories, but I also have a lot of negative memories, and in this particular present state, I sometimes dwell on the negative more than I do on the positive. But one of the teachers I knew, one of the teachers I was actually very grateful for, and whose class I actually consider one of the positive memories, recently responded to me on Facebook, as a matter of fact, today, and while I was in my dark spot, actually gave me some some words of wisdom to actually make me think outside the box. So, again, a lot of the people from unexpected sources have been coming through for me when I really need them. Again, I mentioned the fact, here's another one. That paywall that I was talking about, and I will be doing a future video on this because I am still very annoyed at nature for having done that selective thing. However, I actually have received the paper. It is now on my portable hard drive. Right here, I have that particular time travel simulation paper. Closed time like curve simulation paper finally from nature. I will be reimbursing let's just say that I found a technique to get access to that and had a little help. Now, because of that fact, I had a little, like I said, I had a little help. Not to worry, Nature was imbursed at full price for their paper. It's just that I found a way of bypassing that national restriction technique. And of course, I don't expect it to work again. This was a one-time scenario for this particular paper. And as I said, I will be dealing with that issue when I am calm and when I am able to deal with this appropriately in another video. I will screen share. I will show you exactly the issue that I've been facing. And I will show you exactly the issue that I've been facing, and I will show you why I think it is inappropriate in response to academic freedom and science. But that is a separate video, and I will deal with that later. But again, the fact that I have gotten the paper that I was really looking for in order to be able to fact-check and lay groundwork for some ideas that I want to do both for science fiction and for grad school a couple of years down the line. I've had that help. I've had words of wisdom coming in from across the board. I had friends who I thought were actually people I was going to have to watch and like walk around on eggshells on because of misinterpretations I had about stuff they were saying. They finally came forward and not only explained their stuff, they actually found that I've been pranked on a source. I mean, it's kind of funny. Like, I may have lost a large chunk of subscribers, but this is why there is something positive out of this video, is that friends have been fine. I've hit rock bottom. I have hit, mentally speaking, because of the blowouts, etc. I've hit rock bottom. But friends are rallying around and helping me get back on my feet. And more importantly, not just in the way of of getting me the stuff that I need to be able to pursue academic or other science-related work, but more specifically in the mental cohesion factor and in the way of criticizing me where I'm wrong and helping me devise solutions to know precisely where I'm wrong and help devise solutions for these particular issues. So I am grateful to every single person that I have mentioned in a video or on Facebook. When I've given you guys kudos, etc., please understand that the reason for this is that, again, I am grateful for the fact that out of the blue, from the least of unexpected areas, that the consistent things that have been causing me to blow out have been, people have been coming around to help establish context, to address issues. I mean, even the fact that after that issue where, like I said, where I thought I saw a guy that nearly could have died, like 3 feet in front of me earlier today, my father's response was to send me home because I was too burnt out and angry and unable to think coherently that I would have flown off the handle at the host family of those Japanese exchange students for not paying attention to their safety. My father went and he said that he would take care of it in a calm and rational manner, and I don't know how they've responded, but the fact is I know he's handled it, and I know that he's handled it in the best way that he can, which means that whatever's been done, whatever's been done for, has been handled in the way of empiricism, in the way of of handling it calmly and rationally, and everything that I attempt to aspire to, but as of late have been falling very, have been falling very far short of the mark. So to that end, I am grateful to all of you. I am, to all of the subscribers who gained, to all of the subscribers I've lost, I'm sorry about the fact that I blew out, and if I lost 14 subscribers for reasons because I crossed the line or because I got too emotional while attempting to deal with actual empirical issues that I was concerned about, like lack of lack of rationality in our society, or impediments to pursuing science, or or oppression, or misuse, or ethics issues, or any one of a number of other issues. I'm sorry that I've gotten a little too passionate lately, and I am working on trying to wrangle that back in. So it's going to take some time and it's going to take a lot of work, but, again, now that I know how to improve it, at least I have a shot at being able to make this work. And to everyone who's joined me on my YouTube channel, to everyone who's kept up as a solid friend on Facebook, everybody who has kept, everyone who has been there for me has done good quality criticism, and not just based on, things like, I don't think there's a problem, rather than doing, but going into detail with your explanations, showing me the flaws in my own logic, or more importantly, the fact, or the flaws in my method when I actually had good logic but failed to check the sources, so therefore or had incomplete data, thus meaning that the extrapolations of the degree of the issue were off by an order of magnitude or two, which is actually, I don't like being that far off. Everyone, thank you for being so supportive. And hopefully, in the next little while, as the days and weeks and months go by, you know, I'm hoping that in the process of this, that things will become, you know, there will be a bit more action, there will be a little less talk, and there will be stuff in here that hopefully will be meaningful and will actually push people, you know, and will actually get people to think without the emotional tirades and rants and other crap like that that I've been doing. And, you know, I mean, here's the thing, you know, like, the only reason I moved to... It was a misinterpretation. It was a misinterpretation of something a friend said that even caused me to start going through, you know, this, you know, they started causing me to go into this particular issue in the first place. Is that I genuinely thought, based on what they were saying, that social skills were in this culture were listened to far more, or, well, actually more specifically, they inherently trumped science. And because of that fact, I was trying to find a method to fuse the two, in some weird hope that the core message of critical thinking might get through, but I lost it. I fell, much as I hate to say it, and I fell to the level, you know, I mean, I think while I managed to avoid too many, I think while I managed to avoid actually putting fallacies into my reasoning for the most part, the blowing things out of proportion problem, you know, yeah. But the problem is that like I said, I sunk to a low. I sunk to a low, and because of the fact that I wasn't vigilant, I wasn't vigilant with my emotional control, I slipped too far. Way too far. And I'm going to have to work my way back up. But I hope with your ongoing support and your ongoing double check and criticizing me for, you know, and calling me on it when I go wrong, I hope that I'll be able to move forward. Amongst other plans that I have, when September rolls around and I'm in courses for the upcoming semester, I intend to relay stuff that I am learning in class for third-year mathematics. Specifically, every time a new concept comes up, and once I've studied it, I intend to actually do an entire video, not just relating what I learned in class, but how it can be practically applied to the real world. When I say the real world, I mean the non-academic world. This way, in the hopes that, you know, you guys might actually, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, by conveying my coursework, you'll get some academic snippets for free, and on top of that, if you find use out of it, hopefully you'll, you know, find something interesting that you might want to pursue. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this for now. That's a little bit of an update as to where things are going to go. A bit of a thank you, and here's hoping that things will look better. Here's hoping that this is rock bottom, and that there ain't nowhere to go from here but up. Catch you guys later.